Hi, my name's Alex Pletcher, and I love going to the movies. Welcome back to Alex Talking, and today I'll be talking about two movies that I saw last weekend, both of which are very similar in quality to me, but very different movies. Those are Clown in a Cornfield, directed by Eli Craig, and Fight or Flight, directed by I don't know who. But I'm going to start with Clown in a Cornfield. And that is because this one is definitely the one I'll remember more because I had a platoon of 9 people, count it, 9 people go see this movie with me. And that was really fun. That was a great way to see this movie. Eli Craig, if you know him, directed Tucker and Dale versus Evil, as well as a movie called Little Evil with Adam Scott, which was okay. Tucker and Dale's a lot of fun. This was fun. It's very middle of the road for me. I didn't like the gore, but that's okay. You know, not everything needs to be Terrifier just because it's a clown. And I think I kind of went in with that expectation that when it's a clown, it's super violent, and then the gore to me was super tame. A lot of CG, a lot of off-screen junk, and that disappointed me. The characters and acting were all pretty bad for the most part, but then there's a sort of stereotypicalness to it that is intentional because it's a meta commentary on teen slashers and a clown slasher movie. So I appreciate that. It didn't entirely work for me. I thought for the most part the main central hook character and her father's relationship was really poorly done, and I just wanted her to die the whole time because there's one of those things where it's like you don't ever make so part of the stereotypicalness of it and cliches that it's playing into makes it never earn the fact that you would ever cheer for her. She acts like a bitch the whole time, and she is just really an annoying arrogant teen character, which is common in horror movies, but usually there's something that gives. And I get her mom died or whatever, but there's also no side of her relationship with her father where she ever believably gives anything in the way of making an effort. At any chance he tries to, she's just so overwhelmingly obnoxious that I actually found it to be really really poorly done because I thought that she would die in the end. I thought, wow, this is gonna be a fun, really dark clown comedy because they're gonna have to kill this chick because she's so annoying. But then I think you were supposed to cheer for her, and I didn't. But that's just me. Kevin Durant is a great actor playing the mayor here. And I believe one of the gay clowns from Modern Family was the cop in this, which was really funny to be in Clown in a Cornfield. Talk spoilers for a second. So let's see. Let's say from 3:30 to 4 minutes, those 30 seconds are going to be spoilers. So from now, spoilers. It's clowns in a cornfield. There's not just one clown here at play. No, mind you, there are many clowns to be found in this cornfield. And I thought that was an interesting, very interesting twist to this. And that's really what made this movie a lot more worth watching than it initially was through the first half for me. The second half was definitely stronger. Whenever the clowns were getting killed and they were fighting back, that was a ton of fun. And the twist with the gay kid and stuff, that was all great. I really enjoyed all that. All right, no more spoilers now. But that being said, yes, the second half I enjoy much, much more than the first half. And there's just a lot more to chew on there in the terms of actual interesting substance, actual interesting kills and stuff, and what you're there for, in essence. Even if none of the character bits actually mean anything or work for me personally, but, it's very Riverdale, and I think with younger people and people who are more okay with cringe and more into their stories having really cheesy acting and earnest cringe, I think the character stuff will work great and probably even elevate this movie. I think a sequel to this would be great. I'd love to see what Friendo would be doing. There's a little stinger at the end that gives you a hint that maybe they would do one. I don't know how well it's going to do, but I hope this does great for Shudder because it was a very fun, super low budget from the looks of it horror movie that I enjoyed seeing with so many people. Filled out an entire row, man, in the theater. Now, conversely, movie I saw alone. And when I say alone, I mean completely alone. The theater was completely empty. Fight or Flight. This one is pretty much like the exact same level of quality to me as Clown in a Cornfield. Most of the acting is bad, save for the one actor who's reliably always going to be good. Hartnett's fantastic here. He made me laugh a lot. Katie Sackhoff is putting CBD drops under her tongue, which is funny. All the FBI stuff is pretty poor. Like, all of that is like, they say the F word every other word, and really just written by like a 12-year-old type stuff. But the good half of that sort of thing when it comes to an action movie is the action. There's like he had the juice of a toad or something put on him, and he gets high. Action sequence in the third act. There's chainsaws on this plane. There's ninjas and stuff. I really had a great time with the action here. Everything else is disposable. Everything else is superficial, superfluous, out the window. Don't even remember it. But the action here, I thought, was very, very fun. Even if there was a little bit too much CGI. With Josh Hartnett, who's one of my favorite actors, to be honest. I heart Hartnett. I had a great time watching it, and I was easily able to forgive its flaws. Not something I'll remember by the end of the month, probably, let alone the end of the year. I hope I remember it by the end of the month if I do a monthly ranking video, because it technically was a 2024 release, so I didn't put it on my 2025 list on Letterboxd, which will be down in the description. But, or at least my Letterboxd profile, Magnolia fan. I love following people on Letterboxd. But hopefully I remember by the end of the month to at least put it on that list. But yeah, both of these are 3 out of 5s. Go out and see it if you are into the genre. If not that much new from these offerings. Oh, there is one more movie I saw in theaters. Shadow Force, the new Joe Carnahan movie starring Kerry Washington and Omar Sy. And Mark Strong is the villain. I saw this. There was 4 other people in the theater. I thought it was horrible. Like, it just kept getting worse, too. Like, shockingly bad. I expected it to be okay, and then I was like, oh, that's a bummer. Carnahan was batting 1,000 for me. Albeit just singles and doubles here and there, solid action movies and, grindhouse creature flicks like The Grey and Cop Shop. But this was a whiff. This is obviously studio slop, superhero slop, horribly done, looks like shit. The story is just, I've seen this movie 280 times and it gets worse every time. Big whiff. Probably the biggest whiff of the month for me is this one. I can't imagine anything being worse than this, because this was worse than like the new Captain America movie. To put it into perspective, seeing it in theaters, I was shocked how bad it was. So yeah, those were the 3 movies I saw this weekend. Let me know if you saw any of them, or if you saw anything in theaters. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day.